feel like it's been a while since I last played this game, but it really hasn't. I actually grinded in between, since, I grinded a little bit since last stream. Rush is now, like, level 22, so, like, a whole ass, 6 levels higher. Black is also, like, level 30. I have no idea what's the level cap in this game, so... I think I got everybody's, skill book item from the... Where's it? Got the skill book, everyone's skill books items from, yeah, from the, what's it? The, Vault of Time, so... And then everyone also, like, learned a bunch of new skills, but I don't remember what skills exactly they learned, so, you know, I'll figure them out as I come across them. Magic boost to Marco, okay. So... Actually, yeah, having, like, buffing skills and, like, maybe, like, even, like, ailment skills would be really good for support. To have them as support skills. Support magic boost. Start a battle, all allies temporarily rages magic. Yeah, that I imagine will be very good. Art of Cross. Maybe I should teach all of these first before checking what they do. I think I also got Erica's, but I can't teach hers yet since she's not in my party. Cross spike. Start a combo, cross shape, physical. Okay. I mean, it's probably hard to... This one is probably hard to set up or, like, make good use of, unless there's, like, a lot of enemies or something. Odd has Assault Sleep, one enemy physical, and like sleep. Stone Strike, I think? Inflicts stone, so I assume that's, like, petrification. I'm here because, I want to, there's a side quest here that I didn't realize was here, so...
Lately, I've been researching...
Oh, fuck! I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to skip that much.
I see. I'll see what I can do if you find some time to look for them.
Wait, let me read that again.
I've been researching ways to make Rosh's gauntlet stronger.
I want to press autoplay, not skip the entire thing.
Many types of core parts. If I use them, I can upgrade his gauntlet. That should be useful in future battles. But I don't really have a way of finding these other parts.
Also, I have coffee. I'll look for it.
You're going to look for them? Thank you, Stock. I really appreciate it. I've only seen these core parts in books, but the ones I'm looking for are... Let's see... There's an Impale core part, a Blast core part, and a Haste core part.
Do I have the Blast one? I feel like I do.
If you can find these, they should be a great help.
Conversion has been added, okay. I guess I don't have any then. Let's grind a little bit. Actually, I might be a little bit overpowered, honestly. Yeah, I should probably just go straight for the enemy commander. I don't need to do more grinding, honestly. What the Elsteling army is being pushed back? Filthy beast kind, you'll never get away with this.
Looks like he's our mark.
One of these guys? Hey, you're Rosh. I heard you fled the country, but now you're siding with the beast kind? Young lion of Alistel stooped to a new low.
I don't give a damn about that title. Losing my men and leaving my country made me realize that. I figured out what really matters.
Such sorry excuses. You can't even accept your own folly.
My folly? You're the fools. Look at how Hugo has bent you to his whim. If your eyes are there for more than decoration, then take a look around.
What really matters is a good burger. I could really go for a good burger right now.
Think about it. Ask yourself if this is truly in the best interest of the world.
Silence the prophet Noah and the General Hugo to guide us with the truths of this world. Rosh, you traitor, we'll put an end to you here. Bomb machines that will destroy you are the pride of the country you have forsaken.
I can help too.
Those look like bombs.
No!
It would really have helped if Marco did his enemy scan for support instead of the magic boost, but I guess that's fine.
Damn it.
Oh, 200 damage. Oh,
I'm sorry.
oh, that's tough. Oh, it keeps summoning them. It's gonna be tough.
Damn it. Go.
Oof. How do I deal with this? Shoot. He also, like, summons them in this position as well, which makes it really hard to set up anything with Ott's traps, unfortunately. I'm probably gonna have to put Rainy in my party, actually. Just attack. That does not do much, yeah. Yeah, Rosh is not really gonna help here either. He has too much physical defense. I think I might unalive myself very quickly. Actually, these bombs go down pretty quickly. I think maybe what my strategy really should be is to take down maybe like all the bombs except for one, so he doesn't summon them. That way I only have to deal with one explosion at a time. These bombs don't really have that much health.
No! My apologies.
Alright. Let me check what Gafka's abilities are again. Your abilities are still physical though. And you do have, what is this? Lightning Hammer. This might be good for getting rid of all the bombs actually. If it's all enemies lightning damage.
Here I go!
Not Marco critting for 1 damage. Silly guy. Actually, yeah, this is actually a very good setup. Actually. Just like pull him forward and then have Rainy use her thunder skills.
Here you go.
Good one! Thunder!
Because his ass is so fat, I can take out 2 bombs at once. Then just attack. Actually doing very good damage to this guy, surprisingly. Oh, I killed him! Cool. Just take the bomb out. Yeah, the issue wasn't the damage I was doing, it was just the damage he was doing with the bombs.
They're running away!
Ooh!
You know, I was thinking they'd put up more of a fight.
They've grown complacent.
Goes to show how much they underestimated us. But it was a decisive victory nonetheless.
That was a stunning success. Is it safe to say you've made a complete recovery, Raj?
I don't even want to think about it, Lieutenant General. Our next move is hurting my head already.
Indeed. It all really comes down to what Cygnus does next.
Reporting!
Commanders! Vanos and the others have some urgent news.
Oh, so he's back.
That aside, their urgency concerns me.
They need help.
What's the matter?
Sir!
The Cygnus army was annihilated after advancing towards the Judgment Cliffs. Shit.
Annihilated? How? Yes.
They'll have more details for you back in the village.
All right. Let's hurry back.
Things were looking good for a second, but now, I'm reminded that alternate history is not great. Winds of War has been revised. Okay. We're on our palace conference room. Oh, there's Heis.
Everything is going according to plan. We've provoked a response from Celestia.
Ah, earlier than expected.
Yes, but the situation called for a quick decision, did it not? They must have an excellent commander on their side. Would you happen to know who it might be?
It's certainly the former Lieutenant General Raoul, the slumbering lion. A formidable foe.
We're all lions, I
And
guess.
its executive officer is none other than the young lion of Alistel, ex-Major Roche. And rounding out the trio, you have former Lieutenant Stark. They're all worthy opponents that Celestia is unworthy of having.
You compliment them, yet you have such confidence.
I've already foreseen their next move. It will be a desperate gambit of the powerless, as they struggle to survive. But that will only take them so far. I just need to show them how futile it is to cling to hope.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you've decided to use the power of flux.
Oh?
Are the adjustments complete, Fennel?
I feel like they've mentioned flux before, but I can't remember quite what it is exactly. I think it might be like what powers the saw machines or something? Or no, it's mana that powers the saw machines.
Can't you tell from the expression on my face?
I thought you were going to have a voice for a second.
It's excellent! A work of beauty, completed without flaw. There were some minor setbacks, but thanks to Heiss, they're under control. All that's left is to set a target. Easy enough.
I'm glad to hear it. I shall prepare the most opportune moment to introduce this power to the world.
What is that, a nuke?
Hey!
Our fight with the men of Alisol draws near. Let's get ready.
Ah!
Yeah!
Huh?
Earthquake. What is that? Stay calm. Try not to break ranks.
Captain!
Are you gonna all turn to like sand here in a second?
What is it?
What is it? This can't be. What is this? My body is being. Oh god, it's being drained. They all turn to sand? Yeah, that's fucked up. That is so fucked up. Oh, that's. Wow. Jesus Christ. A few days later.
Hey,
Did you hear? Alistar performed war crimes.
Yeah.
About the Cygnus army getting wiped out? Yeah. What I heard. Alistar used this new weapon. Be completely annihilated like that. What kind of weapon could do that? We won the battle in the hills, but that's nothing to celebrate.
Yes.
What can we do? Everyone's saying that Alistar is invincible. I've just strengthened the borders instead of drawing the whole country's gaze.
this is bad. Morale is at an all-time low. Well, not that I blame them.
What could have happened to the Cygnus army?
I can't even begin to imagine.
Let's go see the Lieutenant General and the others. It's time to start working on a countermeasure.
Yeah, good idea.
Call of Destruction has been added to the White Chronicle. Okay.
Hello, Stock. Hello.
Oof, wait, I keep messing up. I keep pressing the skip button instead of the auto
Have you
button.
organized your thoughts?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
I'm surprised you had the nerve to show your faces here.
Elm, are you
I
mad?
plan to take responsibility for this.
It won't do any good to flare up at us.
Then you presume we are the ones at fault for being taken in by your coaxing.
Elm, no fighting!
Yeah, calm your tits.
No, Lady Ott, this much must be said. It was a mistake, after all, to put our faith in humans. Patriarch Baranka, please allow me to voice my opinion. I say we exile these humans and close off the village like it was before.
You're dumb, Elm! How would that help us?
Whoa, whoa! Can everyone just calm down for a moment?
He's right. We're supposed to be figuring out how to deal with Alistel. Forcing us out of here isn't gonna help with that.
That is enough.
Elm, both of you, please stand down. Fighting amongst ourselves will not help us prevail in the imminent future.
I must express my utmost apologies for what happened. I asked you to rely on Cygnus, but out of the blue, Cygnus has...
Not at all.
Please, there's no need for you to apologize, Sir Raoul. War is governed by fate, and I have considered his scenario as well. Still, it's hard to believe Cygnus was.
I never imagined Cygnus would be so utterly defeated. I'm actually quite worried about them, and I look into their situation at my first chance. Still, it's too early to give up. In fact, there is something I've been meaning to ask Gafka to do for quite some time now.
Gafka? You mean that beast-kind guy?
Do you know of a village called Forja, east of Cygnus? It's the home of the Gutrals. I'm thinking an alliance with them would be to our benefit. That's why I've pressured Gafka, a Gutral himself, to convince them of the same.
And where is he now?
He's at the spring in the back.
Okay.
But...
Gafka has a conundrum on his hands. As you can tell by Elm's reaction, the beast kind detest humans. Gafka's concerned for your safety, so their grudge is ancient, is buried deep in the heart of the clan and is passed
The
down.
world's in danger. How can they keep holding a grudge at a time like this?
That's how dark and deeply the chasm between your races run.
What are we supposed to do then?
Even Gafka will be the mediator between humans and the beast kind. If the grudge is that deep, can we rely on Forgia, or should we ally with another force? What would be the best for Celestia? Think about this one carefully. I don't even know if there's anyone else at this point. So what else? Alliance with Forgia would be an uphill battle. If that's the case, why not look elsewhere?
I'm sorry I have no one in mind, but I wanted us to at least consider the possibility.
somewhere other than Forja.
Can you think of anyone, Lieutenant General Raoul?
If the enemy of my enemy is my friend, then we should consider joining forces with Granorg.
Granorg? But...
It is run by two ambitious men, Diaz and Selvan. They sold out their own queen to Alistel.
I don't know if this is a bad
They would
ending
make
or
any
not.
deal that would turn the tables in their favor. Pride means nothing. If Alistel could be driven out, Granorg would be theirs again. It's a compelling proposal.
But I think overall a bad idea.
We'd be using the same tactics as Hugo. Sounds like the bait would be pretty appealing. It wouldn't take much for them to bite.
With Cygnus out of the picture, we've more or less run out of options.
Amazing as always, Lieutenant General Raoul drew their attention to Granorg. We have two choices. Ally with Granorg or attempt to join forces with Forgia. Granorg or Forgia. I kinda wanna see the bad ending first, though. Let's try Granorg. Ally with Granorg to win the battle against Alistel. Is that the best course of action? Sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Where's Erica in this timeline?
Are you sure about this?
Yeah. Granorg can't be happy under the yoke of Alistel.
Oh, I think this is totally a trap,
I'm
though.
right about that. They would jump at our offer.
And considering the type of men Diaz and Selvan are, they will more than likely agree. This will save us time in the long run. Leave the rest to me.
Bad end? Month later, totally a bad end. Right? Or what?
Reporting!
We have an emergency. Granorg's...
Calm down. What about Granorg?
Granorg army is marching on yeah.
Hey, are you sure? Yeah.
Yes, there's no mistaking it.
Why would Granorg attack their allies?
With Alistel posing less of a threat, they must have decided they no longer needed us. They used us to remove them, and now they'll throw us aside. My insight was lacking.
Yeah.
No. How atrocious. It just goes to show that our kind and humans can never reconcile.
I don't like Elm. I'm sorry.
Are everyone able to fight? Don't let the humans get anywhere near here.
Yes.
Right away.
Wait. She's gone.
Kindness is repaid with evil. Fear Elm's words are finally ringing true. Those of Celestia can never trust humans.
But wasn't the fighting supposed to end?
Fucked up. Lieutenant General Rose set his sights on Sylvan and Diaz, who betrayed Granard's queen. Yeah, they absolutely wouldn't betray us as well, so, you know. Drafted a plan that would strike at Alistair's heart and grant independence to Granorg. Proposal was accepted and executed. Granorg was free again, and Alistair was all but broken. Seems the crisis in Celestia was over, but then events took a dire turn. Granorg, with its newfound strength, demanded that Celestia yield to them. Tyranny of Alistair was merely exchanged for that of Granorg. Despite its weakened state, Alistair began to muster its army once more. The war has no end in sight. Fucked up. Eternal war. New alliance has been added.
You've returned, Stock.
You fucking idiot.
The enemy of an enemy becoming an ally is noble. But these were not people who cling to ideals.
Sylvan and Diaz betrayed even their own queen, Protea. You must choose people you can depend on as your allies.
If there was a way to gain the trust of Forge's people, perhaps the ending of this battle would be very different.
You can do this, Stock.
Just in case.
Alright. Form an alliance with Forgia, despite the rifts between us. Is that the best idea? Yes.
We have to do our best to ally with Forgia.
I believe that would be best as well. But if Gafka won't act as the intermediary, our chances are very slim.
What about a Satiros intermediary?
I'll try talking to him.
Please do.
Stock is now alone.
Red one.
Gafka, why do you hesitate to represent us in Forgia?
Ow.
So, you were informed.
Yeah.
There are various reasons. One of them being that I have been exiled from Forgia.
I recall you mentioning that.
And the other is the rift between us and the humans.
A rift?
My banishment is a personal problem, so that is not as much of a concern. But the rift between our races, that is a formidable issue. The Gootrals severed ties with the humans many years ago. Do you know why? In the past, humans would use clever words to lure Gootrals into fighting for them. Those who were deceived all died on the battlefield. These were not isolated incidents either. It happened countless times. And so, the Gootrals came to detest humanity and cut themselves off.
So that's why.
Some do not believe that all humans are to blame.
Yeah, they just don't want to, like, fight other people's wars, I guess. Which makes sense. But also, current situation is not great.
That is why you meet the odd Gootral every now and again, like myself.
Excuse me.
But we are only a handful. Most Gootrals have no faith in humans anymore.
What can we do to make them hear what we have to say?
According to the clan's laws, it is forbidden to interact with humans without a beast mark.
Give me one.
What is this beast mark?
It is a ceremonial ritual tool used by the Gootrals. It is obtained by undergoing an ordeal within our ruins. The ruins are considered holy ground by our people. They would never allow humans to step foot in them.
Then it's a lose-lose situation. We can't talk without it, but we can't obtain it either. Is there no other way?
If the ordeal were issued by a high-ranking member of the clan, it would be possible. But that would be far too convenient, wouldn't it?
I can probably find a guy.
I'm sorry to take up your time. I didn't expect to talk so much.
What if I just like break their customs in the other timeline, come back to this timeline, and show the beast mark I got from the other timeline here? You know. Time fuckery.
It looks like you found the key to convincing him.
Yeah, but the question is, how do I obtain this beast mark?
If it can't be obtained in this world, then there's only one other way.
Yeah, Tio gets me.
Although, from what I can tell, you're nowhere near where the beast mark is.
True. I haven't even made it to Forgia yet. That means solving this issue is going to take some time.
Don't worry. As long as you walk the path of the true history, I'm sure the opportunity will present itself.
So this is just something I have to come back to then?
Please bear that in mind, and continue to press forward as you have been.
Well then, until we meet again.
I still need to learn to sing for,
Red One, do you still have business with me?
Yeah, teach me how to deal with chi.
Yeah. I hate to bring this up at a time like this, but there's something I have to ask you. Are you the Gutrul who was exiled for partaking in a contest with other races?
I am. There was a gladiator who made it to Forgia, against all odds. I don't know how he learned it, but he could bend chi to his will. He sought to challenge the Gutrul's strongest warrior, and I accepted. That is all I will say.
Teach me how to do chi.
Then you know how to break through his technique. Please, teach me how to do that.
Swat doesn't have to die.
Warriors should never betray the methods of their opponents. You must know this, Red One, yet here you are asking it of me. You have your reasons, no doubt.
Right. I understand that what I'm asking of you is disgraceful as a warrior.
But it can be useful
But
to
what
me as
I
an
have to
adventurer.
accomplish is for a greater purpose than any everlasting shame.
Understood. This will be a little rough, so steel yourself. Draw your sword and take your stance. Chi is the root of all energy. It exists in all things. Mana is mystical life energy, but Chi is seen through the body. Similar, yet different. I want you to swing your sword, paying the utmost attention to the movement of your body. Were you able to sense the way your body moved? Doing so is the foundation for grasping Chi.
This is so cool. Little training arc.
Once you can understand your own movement, the next step is to sense that of others. Now, try to sense mine.
Yo.
You have a natural talent, Red One. Now, I will use Chi to paralyze you. If you can grasp the flow of my Chi, you should be able to break it. Let us begin.
I'm glad this is getting more training explanation than Vanish. There it is, my body's being pinned by Gafka's chi. I have to fend it off.
Well done.
Stabbed me in the stomach, you bastard.
Amazing. Congratulations for mastering in mere minutes what would take most a lifetime.
I'll be able to read his chi now. Thank you, Gafka.
Take this, Red One.
Anti-Chi seal. Beastkind Warrior has been added into the White Chronicle, okay.
Gutruls are given these when they have mastered the use of Chi. You deserve one as well.
Stick it on my forehead. Okay. So, I don't think I can do anything with the story here at this point, though. So I probably have to go to Forgia from Cygnus then. Oh, you have a quest.
I chatted with the chief a moment ago. Sounds like there are some exotic goods here.
Makes sense. These must be the same goods Vanos and his troop travel around selling.
One article that caught my eye was called the Celis dress. For a moment, I thought about buying it for my secretary.
Oh.
In hindsight, she and I only ever talked about work. I never even bothered to show her my appreciation. Not that there's any point in picking out gifts for the dead. It's not as if I can change the past.
We'll save her somehow. Maybe you can't, but I can. Sure.
I understand your regret, Lieutenant General. I'll do what I can to ease your pain.
It's too late for that, but I appreciate the sentiment. No wonder everyone admires you.
Celeste dress. Maybe I can find it in the village. Oh, I probably can't save her, but I can have Raoul gifted to her. My gratitude.
Is mutual. Your kind has proven most helpful.
Quite modest man, I like that. I don't have the money to thank you properly, but there is one thing I can give you.
What is it?
Yes.
This dress, thank you. It's woven out of fine Celestian fabric. It's light, breathable, and fashionable. On top of that, it provides excellent protection against beast fangs and mouse blades. Okay, we're gonna save her. Wear mine beneath my jacket every time I go hunting. Protection against blades. Maybe if Raul's secretary had been wearing this, she'd still be alive. Obviously didn't have time to alternate, so as you can see, it was designed for women.
Nonetheless, I appreciate the thought. I'll gladly accept it.
Yes.
Here you go, then. Okay, but when do I give that to Raoul, then? Like, maybe here?
Yeah, what brings you here?
Is your secretary around?
She's in a meeting. Why do you ask?
I acquired this dress during a mission. Perhaps you could give it to her as a present.
Heh.
Why, that's a wonderful idea. But wasn't it expensive?
Actually, it was a gift. Either way, I have no use for it, so you may as well take it.
In that case, I gladly accept. I'll let her know the gift is from you when she gets back.
No. I think she'll be happier thinking it came from you.
Stog Matchmaker Part 2, The Electric Boogaloo.
I see. Very well. Thank you.
Can't go to the crime scene. Hope that the secretary
It
survives.
doesn't feel right, simply taking it from you. Here, think of this as a finder's fee for bringing me such a lovely present.
Soaring armlet, okay.
Now that I think about it, she and I are both too wrapped up in our work. The least I can do is show her some appreciation.
Okay, so it's complete now.
As long as Hugo goes undefeated, we have no future. Please, I know you and your crew can do it.
I guess he just doesn't say anything about his secretary then. Guess we can get back to the other history. Alright.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Stop Stop her.
No, Ott! Stop!
But are you gonna be okay, Stock?
It's okay, I have demon power.
Don't worry. I've got this. It's just as Gofka taught me. I can see the flow of chi now. I won't lose.
I can see into other dimensions now. Wait, Gadef. I think this is the guy I'm meant to recruit for that one side quest, actually. Poison, okay. Do I have poison wings? Can't believe they, like, gave us an enemy whose only weakness is poison and everything else does, like, one whole damage. But didn't give us a character who can, like, actually inflict poison with their own skills. You have to use items in this fight. I don't know, I think it's just kind of silly.
Appreciate it.
Because if you don't go into the battle with the item, the poison inflicting item, then you're kind of screwed. Yeah, I need to make sure I do this last attack.
Sorry. We had to win this.
Thank you, EB. Never imagined I'd face another warrior with such control of chi. Marvelous. Sword emblem. Gospel armor. New battle has been added. Search for friends has been added. Breaker of chi has been revised. It's a lot of stuff. Show my brother the sword emblem, and your desires shall be granted. Fire Emblem Engage is out today, isn't it? I don't think I'll play it myself. I'll probably watch other people play it.
Are you ready?
Preparations for your next battle has been completed. What now, Red Swordsman? Wait, don't fight yet. Tomorrow I'm skipping it for now. I see. I mean, I am definitely curious about it. It's just like the premise of like summoning past Fire Emblem heroes just seems kind of weird to me. Like outside of like Fire Emblem Heroes, which has like the excuse of it being a mobile game. Should I try this? The next foe has been added. What is... oh, it's a bear. Ring mechanic doesn't interest me, and I outright do not like the main character's design. Yeah, it's really just... it's just Alalier who has like the really funky design. The other designs are actually quite good, honestly. So, your next bout should be against a monster from the Abyssea Forest. Okay. I did see one of like female Alier's lines from Fire Emblem Heroes. It's like, do you want to know a secret? I only get bedhead on the blue side of my hair.
Listen well. No!
Oh.
My apologies.
The Persona's out today. On what shoot. On what thingy. I don't think I'm ready for this. I have seen like a lot of the designs, like a lot of the other designs for Engage. And they're actually quite good. Picasso-san's designs are pretty good. It's just the main character that's a little unusual. On the Switch. Okay, yeah. I think so. Good job, Mr. Gladiator. I hear you got the crowd going wild. Defeated my brother in an entertaining fight. Just wanted to give my brother the true test of his abilities that he desired.
I'm happy that you're satisfied. Now, the information you promised, if you don't mind.
Doesn't help that trailers have given us pretty much nothing on the story. Yeah. That's also a thing. It just seems to be like the advertising has been mostly on the mechanic that you summon previous Fire Emblem heroes or Fire Emblem characters. And not much of like how is that really going to tie into the actual world of Engage or anything. I don't know. If I hear like there's like a lot of people who are talking specifically high praises about Engage's plot, then I might check it out. Easy there, I'm a man of my word. The one you're looking for is imprisoned in the castle. The cells are on the right. I figured. I told the gatekeeper to be expecting you. You're supposed to be bringing her meal, so make sure you keep that in mind. Wish you luck. Bon appetit, Erica Rainy. Anyway, I should go. Search for friends. Waiting for Jono to eventually play it and tell me if the story is good or not. When is Jono gonna win or play the winner of the poll? I actually forgot like what was the winner of that poll anyway. Honestly, let me check. The game we decided Jonathan will be forced to stream is Spyro. Spyro, okay. He's swamped with work right now. They have an expo, I think, this weekend. I see. I just kind of want to see Jono stream, honestly. VTuber Jono, let's go. Honestly, if like Jono decided he wanted to be a VTuber and he's like... and like maybe like he wanted like a peep. I would willingly like relinquish my Peepo VTuber model to Jono if he wanted it.
Yeah.
I'll still be coming. You may proceed. Okay. That's Erica.
Erica.
Get back in my party, please.
And Odd too.
Are you alright?
Yes. What about you two?
Don't worry about us. Just try to hang in there a little longer. I'll negotiate with Garland and get you out.
Thank you, Stock.
Oh, come on, don't push!
That's Rainy. That's Marco. Oh.
No!
Rainy, Marco, you're safe.
We were until that last little spill, sure.
Sorry, Rainy.
Where have you two been?
A desert town called Scala.
Really?
We woke up in this weirdo's house.
Yeah, he tried to make a move on Rainy, so she knocked the guy into next week, and we left.
Cool.
Then we started looking for intel on where you guys could have gone.
That's when a merchant keyed us in. He told us about a hotshot gladiator in red over in Cygnus.
I feel like Rainy and Marco are really having their own adventures here. Like you could probably have their, they could probably have their entire own side game, honestly. Make him into one commission. Make him into one commission. Just utter frame with eyes and mouth move. Where do I send money? Well, it's a good thing you asked, because I do have commissions open. I have a new commissions website, so you know, you can check my prices. And link in chat right now. Okay, back into the game though.
And it wasn't hard to pick up your trail.
No, we're. I did say in TOS that I reserved the right to refuse any commission for any reason, so we're not doing fist plate.
I see. Well, I'm glad the two of you are safe. But what did you do about the guard outside to get in here?
We beat him up.
Guard? What guard?
Stock? That doesn't sound so good.
Oh.
Yeah. What's going on?
Rainy has joined. Marco has joined. Garland, what are you doing? Report! Yes, sir. Fully matured hell spiders coming in from the northwest. Jesus Christ. 4 of them to be exact, sir. 4? Are you sure you weren't seeing double?
No.
No, of course not.
All of you need to get a grip right now.
Hell spiders.
2 spiders, 4 spiders, 10 spiders. It doesn't matter. To put it simply, kill them all!
Set them on fire.
Let's get to work. I'll take point. Sir.
What is happening? Someone help!
The whole city's in an uproar. What's going on?
Look, Stock. Look at that big spider.
Is that a hell spider? I thought those things only preyed in remote areas. What is it doing here?
God, we're in Australia. God damn it.
It's really, really big.
What should we do?
Help.
I don't see any Cygnus soldiers, so maybe we should use this chance to escape.
Help the people.
What? I can't believe you just said that, Mark.
No. If we run now, the city will fall. We're the only ones standing between the city and that spider right now.
Stock?
How big is this spider gonna be?
That's so you, Stock. Alrighty then, let's save the city.
What? Don't blame me if this doesn't go according to plan.
First, we need to get Erica.
Right. If she's locked up down there, she won't stand a chance.
Let's hurry.
Let's zoom.
Erica!
Everyone.
Things have changed. I'm getting you out of here right now.
We're breaking the luck.
But what about King Garland's approval?
Sorry, but we'll have to talk to him about it later.
What's happened?
There's a monster attacking the city. It's too dangerous for you here, so come with us for now.
Stock, are you planning on fighting that monster?
It's just a spider. How bad could it be?
Of course. But this place could be attacked, so we need to get you somewhere.
No, I will fight with you.
Erica. All right. It'll be good to have your strength.
Thank you.
Joined your party. Okay. Great menace has been added. Let me teach Erica this support skill, hard shot. Okay. Do that. What does it do? It's a support skill, so I won't be really able to use it. Lures magic defense. Okay. Austere is basically a mix of the kindly grandpa with the waggy uncle who's also a powerful mage. Flies around on a floating talking rock named Rock and loves pineapple smoothies. One of his characters from his Project Believes books. Sounds like a fun guy, honestly. A guy with real character.
The Hell Spider.
I'm ready.
All right, let's.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Hate that.
What's its weakness?
Okay, no, that is an awful spider, yeah. Yeah, it's probably a good thing I didn't bring Aught into this battle, because I wouldn't be able to use her traps anyway, I don't think. I might lose... Aw. That hit hard, okay. Is there anything else in particular I can do? I can lower its attack, that might help. Skills... Rainy does have a bunch of abilities here. Get Regenerate on, I think.
That was wonderful.
Debuffs will definitely help here. Don't die. Ah, shit. Okay. I feel like this is going to be a bit of a grind. Oh no. Shoot.
My apologies.
Sorry.
Definitely seems possible. He just does so much damage. I think in general that's like the issue I've been having with a lot of these enemies recently. It's not the damage that I do, it's the damage they do.
Alright, let's go.
I'm gonna lose Erica. I'm gonna lose everyone actually. I need to start with the Regenerate really. Because Regenerate only activates on the character's turn. So go ahead and put Regenerate on us on the start. Okay, its attack is down. Cool. Yeah, that is much more manageable. Yeah, we're doing good damage now. I just need to make sure I notice whenever these like debuffs run out. Okay, we're good. We still have a regen as well. Okay. I wish it said like how long these effects lasted. I'm starting to think these ailments just don't run out unless you leave the battle, so. Actually, what I kinda wanna do is mana burst this guy out to oblivion. What is death penalty? Non-elemental attacks 3 times. Attack. I kinda wanna see what your ability is. Death penalty. It's probably honestly already dead though. But it gives me extra EXP, so if I raise my combo anyway, so. Cool.
What? You mean one broke through and headed for the city? My apologies.
I'm sorry, sir. You fool, you call yourself a soldier? What if...
Shut it, heads! Griping won't solve the problem! Back to the city! Move it!
Looks like we did it.
I thought I was a goner.
Thanks, Stock.
Big stupid spider. Okay.
For what?
Oh, well,
This city just means a lot to me.
Oh?
But I'll tell you another time.
Oh? Rainy backstory when? Where's that spider got through? Must have made it to the city.
Hey, aren't those the Cygnus soldiers coming back into the city? Oh, not good, Stock. They're gonna find out we freed the princess.
No. It's perfect timing. I'll talk to Garland.
Leave it to me.
You sure about that? What if she gets thrown back in prison?
Having just protected his city, I think I'll have the upper hand in the negotiations. I've got this.
All right. I guess I'll just sit tight. But don't think I won't jump in if it comes down to it.
Got it.
Oh, node? Desert City Messiah has been added, okay.
Ernst! Are you the one who dealt with the spider in the city?
Yeah.
Ernst?
That's right.
Hey!
Now, just a moment. What are you doing with that woman? We had her locked inside the prison.
She would have been killed if the Hell Spiders got in. So I broke her out.
You know.
I see. You mean you protected her for us?
Actually, Garland, I'd like to discuss her situation with you.
What is it? I believe Hedge brought her here to become my servant. Have you taken a liking to her?
It's not like that. She's my ally, Garland. If you'll permit me to treat with you on her behalf, man to man.
Huh. Well, if you put it that way, you have my full attention. The way of the desert does not let us neglect our guests. If you say she is your ally, then she is also my guest.
Garland's a cool guy.
Thank you, Garland. But to be honest, she's...
Oh?
That's it, I figured it out.
Hedge?
I knew this woman had a familiar look about her. What an unexpected bounty. There's no mistaking it. This woman is none other than Princess Erica.
What? You mean she's the Princess Erica of Granorg?
That is correct. We stumbled on quite a trump card. One conference with Sir Diaz is drawing near. Princess Erica's his political enemy if we hand her over to him.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but we'll never hand over Erica.
What was that?
What was that, gladiator dog? It isn't your place to decide such matters.
Shut up, Hedge!
Bitch.
Didn't I warn you about dragging the way of the desert through the mud? Ernst has earned my approval. If she is his ally, then she is considered my ally as well.
But...
Your methods may work well in Granorg, but you have no right to make a fool out of Cygnus. I've grown truly disgusted with you.
Off with your head.
Be gone from my sight. I never want to see your face here again.
Huh?
You can't mean that.
Oh? My words weren't clear enough?
Maybe his sword will be clearer. Goodbye.
Ernst, you've really impressed me. I like you. And thank you for taking down that hell spider in my stead. I think I've come to a decision. To hell with entertaining Diaz!
Huh?
If you're with Princess Erica, then you've chosen a side. And I'd rather side with you than Diaz. We
Good choice, buddy.
meet with Diaz to discuss the political obstacles. But he's always looked down on us mercenaries, like he's so high and mighty. I hate him. Although I suppose it's more than that. I don't like Granorg's entire regime. But you being here, Princess Erica, that changes things. We can choose a path that doesn't lead to kissing Granorg's pompous ass.
And what is that path?
The one where we join you and make Granorg rethink its values.
With our fist.
What do you say, Princess Erica?
I too fight against the regime as a member of the Resistance. I welcome your support.
With our fist plates.
As we have similar interests, I think it would be to our benefit to fight side by side.
All right. Sounds like we have an alliance.
Do you approve of this, Stock?
Yeah.
Ah, so your real name is Stock. Well then, Stock. I say we pull this off together.
I'm with you, Garland.
Alright.
Okay, things are about to get interesting. Tonight, we feast to celebrate new friendships!
King's decision has been added. Garland's a cool guy. These dudes' titties are gonna break the screen. He can break me up.
You've returned, Stock. I'm relieved that you succeeded in protecting her.
Wait, is this end of
But
chapter?
danger still lurks in her shadow. A new conflict that concerns her is approaching. Please be careful. Let us now add a new chapter
guess it
to the
is.
White Chronicle.
Just in case, do you want to record your actions up till now?
Sure. I can't continue with, the other chapter though, until I figure out what the hell to do. There's a branch here. Probably has something to do with Hedge, honestly. Standard History Chapter 5, Victory. Stock, were you awake?
Yeah. Did you need me?
Uh-huh, King Garland's calling for you.
Alright. I'll be along to see him shortly.
It's just he seemed like he was in a hurry, so I think you should go soon. Okay, see ya. I forgot this kid was here. Oh.
I'm glad the city was saved.
You said this place was important to you somehow?
I lived here a long time ago, back before I met Mark. You know how there's tons of mercenaries here? Most of them are drifters from cities that are dead now.
Dead cities?
Ones that got dragged into fights between Alistel and Granorg. The war raged on an awful long time, with nobody giving a second thought to the civilians there. Most of the people who lost their homes drifted into Cygnus, since it was neutral ground. You're looking at one of them.
Oh.
My mom and dad died protecting me during a battle. I drifted all over the place with the rest of the adults afterward. And wherever we went, I got treated like a big burden. But not here. The people of Cygnus accepted me right away.
Because they'd all gone through similar ordeals.
Probably so. Everyone had each other's back. It sounds bad when you call it a city of drifters. But I think a lot of people, when they got here, felt safe for the first time. It's like a second chance at a homeland for them. Long story short, I was really happy when you said you'd protect this city. Thanks, Stock.
Aw. Rainy's cute.
Not like me to get all touchy-feely.
Hey Marco, maybe give us some space, buddy.
You don't do so well with thank yous, do you? You don't seem like the type who would. Okay, enough about the past. We gotta hurry and go see King Garland.
Protecting something, huh?
Oh!
Nimble?
Oh, is this something?
Huh?
Marco, what are you doing here?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I thought you were working in a restaurant in Alistel.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but a lot's happened. I quit that job.
I'm very surprised to see you here. I can't believe it.
Oh my god, is Marco getting some love here?
I mean, I'm only here by coincidence, too.
Aw.
Yeah.
I know, what are the odds? I'm amazed. If you guys haven't been here, that Hellspire would have destroyed the city. Meemaw, can you give me a hand here?
Here you go.
Sure thing, boss. I'll see you later. That's totally
Here
something.
you go.
I guess I should really look out for, characters who, like, suddenly appear, basically. Oh, Rocky? Hey, Stock.
Ricky? What are you doing here?
Me, Hey, Stock, can you help me? This is a big problem for Cygnus. I can't tell you what it is unless you agree to help, sure.
If it's for Cygnus, then I'll help you.
Okay.
Well then. Come over here. I don't want anybody overhearing this. Uh-oh. Why are you being kind of sus, little boy? There's no one listening, right? Okay, here's the deal. I think there's a spy in the city.
A spy?
Head used to be the one searching for spies here, but he's gone now. I heard Garland complaining about it, so I thought I'd find a spy myself.
I see.
Kid, you're like 12.
I'm impressed you think that much of Garland.
Don't patronize me. I thought I'd show him what I'm made of.
Do you have any ideas about who the spy is?
Oh no. Is it going to be the girl who Marco totally has the hots for that we literally just talked to? I know he's living here. Okay, I know he's living here pretending to be a citizen of the city, but I can't go around asking everyone but one by one.
I see.
So, could you please help me, Stock? Unwanted reunion.
Here you go.
See, heroes, come on in, have a good time. Order up, get a move on.
Here you go. Oh.
See you later.
What's your connection to Mimmel?
Give us the
Myrtle used
Marco
to be a
lore.
mercenary. She was heavily wounded in battle and can't fight now. When Heist found me and I had to move to Alistal, I asked her to come with me. I wanted Heist to pull some strings, but you can't get an SI job if you can't fight. That's how she ended up working in a restaurant.
What's she doing here in Cygnus?
I don't know.
Well, maybe she is an SI person, though.
Stock, what's on your mind?
I was thinking about that spy Ricky was talking about.
Oh no.
Stock! That's not fair! You don't have any proof she's a spy.
Figures Marco would get upset. Maybe if I go to Cygnus in the past, I can check on Mimel's background. Okay. Gonna break this poor boy's heart. It's a key quest too. This poor kid. I do remember like looking up like the ages of these characters. Like Rainy and Marco are supposed to be 16, which I get for Marco, not so much Rainy. Apparently Stock is like 18, which looks a lot older than that. Can I do anything else for you?
Where's Mimmel?
Yes.
You too? We've been getting guys lining up to ask where she is today. Tell you the same thing I told the last one. Today's her day off.
Who's here before us? Tell me.
Okay, listen. He's wearing a cape and he didn't say a whole lot. That's all I know. He left this for her. A letter to Mimmel. I don't want to get involved in this stuff. Why don't you take it to Mimmel? See what's written here. This letter. It's telling Mimmel that the Hell Spiders are going to attack the city. The Hell Spiders were sent by someone to target Cygnus. I'm sorry, Marco. Mimmel's a spy. Oh, poor Marco.
Oh.
It's you. You're the ones who saved this town. Thanks so much for your help.
Mimmel?
Huh?
Marco, what are you doing
I
here?
was going to ask you the same thing. I thought you were working in a restaurant in Alistel.
This is the same conversation.
Yeah.
What happened? I had to quit.
By a lot happened, you mean you were recruited as a spy?
Oh, Stock, you asshole.
Huh?
Stock, what's gotten into you?
I'm sorry, Marco, but I have proof. Take a look at this letter.
Stock showed Marco the letter to Mimmel.
A letter? It's addressed to Mimmel, and it describes the plan to use the Hell Spider. Mimmel, what's this about?
Oh, poor Marco.
I'll tell you. It means she's working against Cygnus.
Say it isn't true, Mimmel.
No answer, huh? Well, Your silence is loud enough.
Stark is being a real asshole here.
You're under arrest.
I knew it. What goes around comes around. I'm sorry, Marco. What your friend's saying is true.
Stock! Please let her go! You know what happens to captured spies. Her cover's already been blown. How much more damage could she do now that we know about her? Please, Stock, I'm begging you. Show mercy on her.
A spy whose cover is blown isn't much threat, it's true. Plus she has history with Marco. Maybe I should make an exception for that. Also true that she put Cygnus in danger. What to do? Let her go or bring her to justice? Just think about this one carefully. This is probably the bad end, if I capture her. I know all too well what happens to a captured spy. Can I really just take her in without a second thought? It's the job. I can't make an exception for her. If I let her go now, we'll never find out who's behind all this.
I'm sorry, Marco. I just can't ignore this. If I let her go, her master will just send another spy to replace her. Easy as that.
But...
No.
It's okay, Marco. I knew this would happen someday when I became a spy. Just like I thought, I wasn't good enough.
Mimel.
We have to go. We need to end this war.
Uh-oh. 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 Marco, what did you do?
Marco, why? I trusted you.
How I've waited for this moment. I've dedicated myself entirely to one thing. Taking you out.
Holy sh...
Why?
Marco? Buddy?
I'm sure you remember Mimel, the spy in Cygnus. You turned her in after all. I heard she went through hell. Her suffering was so bad she took her own life to escape it. You know that's what they do to spies who get caught. And you turned her in anyway.
Marco, don't do this.
It's not gonna just let me walk away. Jesus Christ. Stock's action put an end to the espionage operation in Cygnus. No new spies appeared to replace the ones Stock rooted out. The crisis passed. Little by little, a rift grew between Marco and Stock. Till one day, Marco's festering anger towards Stock erupted. The group was decimated, somehow, even though Marco is mostly a support character. Stock, too, suffered severe wounds and was forced to flee. The ramifications of one choice continued to bring the world closer to its destruction. Yo, that's kind of fucked up. Simmering fury.
Welcome back, Stock. That was a little too close.
Your decision was correct, with the safety of Cygnus as the only criteria. But there were those who could never agree with your choice.
If you chose badly, you can easily change that decision in order to rectify history. We are relying on you, Stock.
Just in case.
Alright. Let's try this again. Let her go. It's not hard to imagine the damage she could do to Cygnus if I let her go now. Should I really look the other way? Yes. But I'm sure if I told Garland about her, Mimel wouldn't be a very effective spy. Guess I'm still soft.
I can't knowingly let you continue spying on Cygnus. I'm going to have to tell Garland about you.
Stock, no!
But I don't plan on selling your friend out either, Marco. Tell me who you're working for, and I'll let you go.
Thank you, Stock.
I understand. I'm working for someone. Heis. What's happening? Oh, that's fucked up. Poor Marco, poor Marco, poor Marco. Was that the power of the Black Chronicle?
Mama, no. No.
Marco.
Oh, poor Marco.
The Sand Plague. I can't believe it.
So, Heist is totally the wielder of the Black Chronicle, huh?
Stock had just given you a second chance. I know we're trapped by our fates, but this is too much.
Poor Marco.
All right, Nimble. I know what I have to do. I'll stop the desertification at any cost. I won't let you die in vain. I won't cry. Not until your death has been avenged.
Marco.
I'm all right. I won't cry. For now. We have to report this to Ricky.
Unwanted reunion. I feel like Marco keeps getting the short end of the stick here. Poor guy. Did you see that, dude? Okay, I guess not. I just feel really bad for Marco. This guy's been through a lot. God damn it.
Huh?
Hey, Stock, what's the matter?
About the spy you were talking about.
Did you find him?
Yes. And, well...
What are you guys doing here?
We're talking about the spy you were complaining about, King Garland.
You told Stock about that? I was keeping quiet, so he wouldn't think he had to do it. Did you find him?
Her. It was a worker at the bar named Mimmel. She turned into sand.
The Sand Plague.
I don't know who hired her, but she had superiors. There was a letter with orders on it.
Give Garland the letter to Mimo.
I see. All right. I'll have the bar owner keep an eye on his employees. Thanks for your help. Oh, yeah. Take this as thanks for what you've done.
Sable alarm, okay.
Thanks. I'll be sure to put it to good use.
Unwanted reunion.
And Ricky, I owe you my gratitude as well. Thank you.
Oh, sure. Does Ricky have parents?
So, what was it you wanted to see me about?
It's about Diaz.
Didn't you cancel your audience with him?
No. I decided to meet with him after all.
What's going on here?
Don't be so defensive, Stock. Hear me out first. I am going to see him, but that doesn't mean he'll get a warm welcome.
It sounds like you have a plan.
Assassination?
He got nowhere trying to crush the resistance before. Which means he's headed this way because he's desperate. If so, I have a pretty good idea what tack he'll take. He'll claim to want to parley, but he'll come in force. I'm sure he'll bring his best units in the guise of bodyguards and rob Cygnus blind. People that dangerous mustn't be allowed into the city.
First you say you'll meet with him, and now you won't let him in the city. Which is it?
Oh, I'm meeting with him, but I'm going to do it in the northern Etolia wasteland.
Do I need to go there for something?
Are you trying to shield Cygnus from any danger?
Partly that. Partly because Erica is here. It wouldn't be wise to let any Granergites too near. But partly, it's something else, too. The whirlwinds of the northern Etolia wasteland.
Oh?
Whirlwinds?
Are these dudes related to the Fire Emblem crew? Good question. This is an Atlas game, so... Well, that would very much not make it related to Fire Emblem, though.
The spot I chose sees a lot of them. And one will be kicking up there before long.
I'm surprised you know this.
Without getting into specifics, since it's a handy thing to have in a pinch, there are signs. But back on the subject, we're going to take advantage of the whirlwinds to strike at Diaz.
Well, I understand the plan now. But why did you call for me?
I want you to protect Cygnus while I'm away. After that business with the Hell Spider, the people trust you. You have what it takes. Won't you do it?
Before I answer, I want to know something. You're determined now to take down Diaz. So why did you initially plan on welcoming him as a guest?
Ah, I see. You're wondering if I have a hidden agenda. Fair enough. The answer's simple. I was playing politics. If we had a little support, a lot of things would become easier for us. Even if it meant getting that support from Granorg. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now it's your turn to answer a question of mine.
Okay.
You do as I ask, and protect this city.
I can understand his desire to protect Cygnus, and it's a good chance to defeat Diaz, but is letting the King of Cygnus go out while we stay back and wait really wise? If we went to the meeting place instead, Garland could stay in Cygnus until the last minute. I have to think about this one carefully. We've spent more than enough time in Cygnus. I need to leave this area so I can, get the thing for, Gafka's thing. Trust Garland to handle himself while we stay in Cygnus? Sure. Feel like I ought to repay Garland for trusting us this far.
Alright. We'll protect the city.
Garland's gonna get assassinated.
Ah, good. That's what I'd hoped to hear from you. Now that that's been decided, I need to hurry and prepare myself to go out.
Yeah.
Looks like the rain of arrows has stopped.
Why did he take Ricky with him?
Didn't expect them to bring along ballistas.
We're gonna go do this from the start after all. King Garland, we have to retreat.
No, we can't do that.
Why'd you bring a 12-year-old with you?
If the ballistas have stopped, the enemy is on their way to finish us off. If we retreat now, not only will Cygnus become a battleground, it means they'll move their force out of the path of the whirlwinds.
King Garland! You're hurt. Did the arrows get you?
This is nothing.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Whirlwind should kick in after only a moment. We need to hold out until then.
To repay Garland's trust in him, Stalk stayed behind in Cygnus. Despite a second Hell Spider attack, he kept his word and protected Erica and the people. Diaz's true goal had always been Garland's head. Cygnus' army was cut to shreds by animating ballistas. Garland found himself ensnared by Diaz's trap. Cygnus' army desperately held their ground until the whirlwinds arrived. He succeeded in almost completely annihilating the Diaz's knights. The severe wounds he suffered in the battle claimed Garland's life. Yeah. Mighty King's death. Rest in peace. Warlord's request.
You've returned, Stalk.
Let me say, I don't think you've made the wrong choice. I believe I might have done the same thing were I faced with that decision.
But as a result, Garland died in battle. His importance in Cygnus cannot be underestimated.
You'll have to find another way. I'm sure you can do it.
Stalk, don't give up.
Just in case.
Alright. Lead the way. Is it better that Garland stay in Cygnus while we go ahead to the meeting spot? Yes. Garland's the ruler of Cygnus. We can't let him take unnecessary risks.
I'm sorry, but we can't.
What? Not even for me?
For me?
Let me explain. It's in Cygnus's best interest that its king isn't exposed to danger. You should wait in Cygnus for as long as possible. We'll go on ahead to the meeting spot.
What? You're willing to step into danger yourself?
Yeah.
I guess that's just how I am.
Stock! I like you more and more.
I really like Garland. I think he's neat.
Prepare yourself to head out.
I really like his moxie. Next day in northern Etolia wasteland.
This tardiness is inexcusable. What is keeping them? Accursed Garland. First, he demands a new meeting ground at the 11th hour. And now he expects a guest to tarry in this desolate place. He styles himself a king, but he's not more than an ex-mercenary who's forgotten his manners.
Excuse me, you should know that King Garland fears you. He believes something terrible will happen if he lets you inside the city of Cygnus. Uh-oh, spy? Hedge.
And you are?
My name is Hedge. I was King Garland's assistant for many years. Though that relationship ended a few days ago.
And what business have you with me?
He needs a new sponsor. I have information for sale. Information about King Garland. Oops. Unless I missed my guess, you weren't able to stamp out the resistance the way you wanted. Your position's at stake. So, to prove your work, you're trying to win King Garland to your side. It's either that or kill the king and establish your own regimen in Cygnus. So, did I guess well?
That's quite an entertaining fable you've laid out.
Oh. I think this is actually about to go into another bad end, and then we need to go back and stop Garland from firing Hedge, basically.
Not at all.
I don't follow. This is no tall tale. I'm sure that if you chose, you could make it a reality. That's why I think my information could prove very useful.
Out with it, then.
Not at all.
Surely you jest. I need to be compensated first.
Very well. Will this suffice?
Nearly, but not quite. This information is worth a fortune. That expression is quite good.
You insist. Now then, what is this priceless information?
There's a certain VIP in the company of King Garland now, none other than Princess Erica.
Did you say Erica?
Very same. She's now a traitor to her homeland, as I understand it. She's joined forces with King Garland. Together, they even plan to invade Granorg.
I had presumed the princess's transgressions to be a silly little game of hers, but...
Well, then.
With Cygnus in its current state, I doubt they will respond favorably to the meeting. In fact, I assume they'll aim to use this conference as a means to eliminate you. What do you think to a parley soon will soon become a battlefield?
It would be folly to take the princess to a battlefield. They'd leave her in Cygnus. Aha! He chose this particular location for the conference out of concern for Princess Erica.
It's possible that King Garland may not even make an appearance.
I would lay coin he will not. Very well. I shall direct my men to keep watch over Cygnus, and be ready for any treachery.
Seem to be satisfied with your purchase. Now as for my price.
But of course.
Your head.
You there. Give this man his reward.
Very kind of you.
Don't mention it.
Yeah. What are you doing? This wasn't what you promised.
Should I ever be coronated, there will be only one class of peasant I won't abide. Do you know which?
No? Who?
Gutter rats like you.
Dead. I know more. Please.
Deploy soldiers to Cygnus. Put them on the watch for any movement by Garland. Once we have disposed of him, Cygnus will surely fall. Archers, ready the usual. We'll demonstrate to these desert folk the terrible might of the Diaz Knights.
Hold on, we're gonna be fighting a big group, right? Are you crazy trying to attack with so few of us?
What's the matter, Ricky? You're awfully timid today.
How are you gonna beat those guys?
Every terrain, whether plains, deserts, or wilderness, has a tactic suited to it. Sure, we'll be outnumbered, but we'll have the geographical advantage.
But that won't be enough to help things go our way, will it?
There's more we can count on. A whirlwind's coming soon, and it will pass directly over the meeting spot.
So, nature itself is on our side. There are many ways to fight a battle against men, but nothing can hope to win a battle with nature.
That's right. Though we're still up against Granorg's soldiers. It won't be an easy fight. but it must be fought regardless. So enough belly aching. You'd better get ready.
Gotcha.
Our main force will be staying in Cygnus until the last minute to catch the enemy off guard. Stock, your men will pressure their forces so they don't stray from the meeting spot.
All right. We'll lower their numbers as much as we can until your main force arrives. Erica, you'll wait here.
What? I will do no such thing.
We're up against Diaz. It's too dangerous for you to go near him.
I appreciate the concern, but I don't believe I'm so weak.
Still.
Erica is also very cute.
And if I beat Diaz and his men, it will be a show of strength for the Resistance.
Absolute flex.
I'd say it's a necessary step to dethrone my stepmother and take back my country.
She's got you beat, Stock. If you force her to stay and she ends up following us anyway, that'll be even worse for us. Best that she's somewhere we can keep an eye on her.
Then I guess it's settled. But I will expect you to obey orders in the field.
Of course. Thank you.
Is everything ready then? I'm entrusting Princess Erica to you, Stock. I'll be leaving here before the whirlwind happens. We'll launch a joint attack once I get there.
Good luck to you, King Garland.
And the same to you.
The time has finally come. We're facing Diaz, and I doubt he'll make a move without a plan up his sleeve.
This feels kind of endgame, actually. I don't know how close we are to the end of this game.
Probably not. But we've got our own trick up our sleeve with the ambush and all, right? Plus, Cygnus is going to be pulling a whirlwind out of their hat for the finishing touch.
True. This is a war after all. Let's trust in King Garland's plan and our own strength.
So, are you coming with us after all, Princess?
Naturally. If it's Diaz we face, all the more reason I mustn't cower and hide.
I'm coming too.
Had a feeling you'd say that.
All right. But if you ever feel like you're in serious danger, head back immediately.
Understood.
Yeah, there's no getting rid of Ott. Ott's traps are quite powerful. Ugh.
Why are those guys here? Was it the meeting spot on the north side of the wasteland?
Yeah, this is just like an extended bad ending, basically. Because we need to do something about Hedge, so he doesn't give that information away.
So they always planned on attacking.
Still, they're way ahead of the game.
They know. About everything.
But how?
What was that?
Oh no! Fire! Over there!
No. Cygnus.
How could they?
Stock!
Right. We need to return to Cygnus.
And he's dead. Ricky! Ricky!
Cygnus.
Look, Stock! It's King Garland!
Huh?
Looks like the end of the line, Garland. We'll kill you and that brat. Oh no. Oh, okay, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine.
What'd you say, huh? Who were you gonna kill? Come on, scum! Say it again a little louder!
You little bitch. Wait just a sec. Here, peace offering, please let us go. Bloodied armlet.
This armlet?
Belonged to one of your strategists or someone.
A strategist? Could he be talking about Hedge?
Yep, it was something like that.
Snake. He sold Cygnus out.
That's right, he was talking on about you guys.
What did you do with him?
Killed him. After he spilled his guts, well, we spilled his guts. Got the armlet from his corpse.
The Diaz Knights must have fallen on hard times if they're looting corpses.
High Colonel Diaz would never stand for such behavior. I stunk it off the corpse when we dumped it in the desert. See? Amazing craftsmanship, isn't it? Go on, look at it.
It's true. This craftsmanship matches the armlet hedge war.
Maybe get some medical attention for Garland. Now's our chance. Run!
Yeah, get lost! Don't even think of coming back here!
Are you alright, King Garland?
Damn it. I should have dealt with him properly. Guess I've gone soft.
What do we do now?
It'll be nearly impossible to get revenge for this. I don't like it, but I'll gather the survivors and lay low in the desert. I'm the ruler of my subjects, after all. They come before any vendetta with the enemy.
Yeah, you can get back at them someday. Right now, you gotta make sure your people are safe.
Yes. Stock, what will you do?
I'm gonna do some time
I have
fuckery.
something to take care of.
All right. You seem to have some sort of plan in mind. Be careful.
The strikes has been added.
This must be difficult for you, Stock. I didn't think they would target Cygnus directly.
They knew about the plan. That's why they ignored us and went for Cygnus.
So then, what will you do now?
First, let me ask something. This armlet belonged to Hedge. Is a Chronicles holder involved with his betrayal and death?
That's right. The presence of the Black Chronicle can still be felt here.
Then it's simple. I'll prevent Hedge's betrayal before it happens.
Oh.
That should do nicely. The armlet will come in handy for that.
Hedge's own possession, huh?
Nothing will prove his death more concretely. Well then, Stock. Take care.
How far back do I need to travel then? Odd. Them again. Could those two be? Edge betrays us is actually right here, so skip. Oh. Damn, where did I go wrong? Curse you, Garland, you'll live to regret banishing me.
Don't even think about it.
Oh. You. Sup, bitch.
You're probably on your way to sell Garland out to Diaz. But what's waiting for you there isn't worth it.
Hand over the bloodied armlet. It's my armlet. Why do you have it? Why is it covered in blood?
It's proof that I can see into the future. And the death of people like you is especially clear.
Yeah, this must be... Like, just thinking about how free the situation would be in real life, honestly. This can't be. It's not possible. Why?
If it's not possible, then how do you explain the armlet? But if you don't value your life, why not keep heading towards Diaz and try your luck?
That should do it. Based on what Lipty said, Hedge isn't supposed to die here. Guess that means I don't need to bother finishing him off. Hedge in exile. What has changed? Okay, the guys aren't there anymore. No sign of the enemy. It looks like I managed to prevent Hedge from betraying us.
What's the matter, Stock?
Oh, just making a quick survey for any enemies around. But never mind that. Ott, Erica, if you want to head back, now's your chance.
No, I can't shirk my duty.
I won't run either.
Very well.
You two have really got guts.
I've been resolved to see this through, ever since I joined the Resistance. This is a small but necessary step from a mere revolt to a true battle.
Ow.
You sure?
Very.
The Diaz Knights should be in the northern area of the wasteland. Let's go.
Stock Strikes has been added. Cool. Dia Strikes has been revised. Where am I?
We can't leave until Garland and the others get here.
Okay. Can't buy equipment. Okay. Actually, no, I can.
Like what I have.
Oh, you don't have the wanna buy something voice liking voice line? Unfortunate. What up?
It's an ambush.
What? Ballistas! I can't believe they're here! Diaz's bowman must have brought them along!
If they had such large-scale weapons ready to go,
then they were planning to attack Cygnus from the start. Either way, we must do something about the ballistas.
Set them on fire.
If we don't, the main forces from Cygnus won't be able to advance.
They'll find us more slippery than they expected, but the main force will be sitting ducks.
The arrows are coming from the west.
We need to find and destroy those ballistas before the main force arrives from Cygnus. And be cautious of the arrows while you're at it.
Before I do that, I want to look around for items, you know. You know.
Attack them with everything you've got.
Not only ballista starts still incoming, but the path is blocked too. Can worry about this later though. For now I should focus on stopping the ballistas. Okay.
It's the enemy.
There's 2 ballistas here.
All right, let's destroy them.
I think I'll just go straight for the ballistas.
We've won.
Sir Diaz!
Reporting in High Colonel Diaz.
Well, has the refuse of Cygnus been disposed of?
Well,
about that. Ballistas that the bowmen to the west have brought have been destroyed.
What? It seems I've been too lenient. Deploy the eastern ballistas with all haste.
Alright.
Sir.
At once, High Colonel.
Garland, you worm. How dare you?
All of the ballistas are destroyed now.
But the boulders are still in our way. Even if Garland and his men get here, we're stuck.
We have no choice. Let's go back for now.
Secret weapons has been revised in the White Chronicle. Okay, but it looks like there's an area I can go up over here though. Hello? I've been waiting for you, Stock.
You know who I am?
My master spoke of you. He said you would be here from the battle between Cygnus and Granorg.
But...
Stock, the battle is still raging. Can you return here when the battle has come to an end? I have a message from my master to relay for you. Are you... I can't tell if you're an Alstilian or a Granorg soldier.
Garland? What are you doing here? You're not up until later.
A little bit early.
I brought you guys a present.
Explosives.
Explosives?
I got word from my men that those bastards set up boulders to block your way. It doesn't matter how strong you are if you can't get near the enemy.
Jeez. What were you gonna do if you got attacked carrying those explosives out here?
You just blow up. It's fine.
You can't expect me to sit back and watch while you guys march into danger. All right, let's hold off Diaz up north. Our surprise will be showing up soon.
What do you got, dude?
So the whirlwind is nearly here.
I'm kinda looking forward to it. Anyways, we just gotta hold Diaz.
Oops, I didn't mean to skip that somehow. Kind of set them up a little bit closer to where I needed them there. It has a node. Oh. Wait, this is where I was meant to go.
Once you deal with the men up ahead, come back immediately. If you take too long, you'll miss all the excitement.
The excitement, huh?
It's not missing it, I mind. So much as the danger of being caught in it ourselves.
Let's beat them real quick and hurry back here.
Then we just need to take out the enemies up ahead?
That's right. We'll hold this area. I'll leave the other side to you.
Destroy the ballistas has been added. Wait, there was an area I could have gone to though. Oh, Gootrolls. Can I talk to these guys? Okay.
Phew, we did it somehow.
Poison trap, okay.
Reporting.
Hi, Colonel Diaz. The ballistas deployed in the east have been destroyed as well.
What? That Garland. He's suspiciously skilled for an ex-mercenary.
Well...
The enemy will soon be at our base. Orders, sir.
No more parlor games. We'll intercept them here. Reinforce the perimeter guard.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Is that all of them?
I believe so.
All right. Let's get back to Garland and the others.
Straight ballistas has been revised. Really wish I had more crystals.
Ballistas have all been Are you ready?
Yes.
Good.
Sure.
Now we'll wait for the whirlwinds to come. Oh, here they are.
Sure, that's a whirlwind. Not a bomb.
What are you doing? Why haven't these Cygnus infidels been dealt with? If they break through here, they'll gain enough momentum to proceed to ground.
Ow.
We must hold the line. What the?
Nani?
Reporting.
Hi, Colonel Diaz. There's something coming this way.
Nonsense. What?
Sir Diaz.
Hey, Colonel Diaz.
No.
I just smacked the whirlwind.
Garland has played us for fools. Ah!
Get fucked.
Sir Diaz.
Are you right, Colonel?
That Garland. This was his aim from the outset.
Terrain advantage has been added. That's right. Oops, oh wait, that was Garland.
Some advice. If you're going to fight on someone else's turf, do your research first.
I can't believe I was taken in so. Princess Erica, what are you doing here? I see. So that is where things stand. No wonder our most diligent searches failed to unearth your whereabouts. I would never have foreseen your joining forces with Cygnus.
Diaz, the tide has turned against you. Lay down your weapon. It benefits no one to continue fighting.
Now that is amusing.
Still gonna fight him as a boss though here, right?
A victory, you say? And here I thought the betrayal of your homeland was grand jest enough for one day, princess.
I cannot tolerate my stepmother's tyranny any longer.
So you intend to take her place? Imbecile. I'll show you the folly of taking that tone with me. You!
Hi, Colonel.
Hey, Colonel Diaz. I judge from the current state of affairs that we are at a disadvantage. You must retreat for now to devise our next operation. We will carry out the rest.
Very well, Palamedes. I leave this in your capable hands.
Yeah, just get out of here, tail between your legs, buddy. You in the red, I feel as though we've met before. It's the strangest feeling.
Stock? Have you ever fought him before?
I guess, yeah, we haven't met him. Yeah, we haven't met... didn't meet him in the final timeline. Only in the tutorial timeline. Where he killed us.
Yes. It was a while ago, but the Executioner taught me a valuable lesson. But it won't happen twice.
I don't know how, but I can sense you're an opponent not to be taken lightly. I must defeat you at all costs.
I am the Executioner!
And Palamedes, the Executioner. Let our battle begin. Okay, you have that voice line. Okay, good to know. This should kill. Yes, okay, we're good. Oh, that was tough. think that was an appropriate level of challenging, at least.
Executioner Palamedes.
And he's gonna turn into sand. Strength is fading. See, I'm already sand.
He turned into sand.
So he was affected by the Black Chronicle's power too. Exactly how far does its power reach?
Oh, crap!
What's wrong, Rainy?
Diaz got away.
Diaz is gone. He got away.
We couldn't help it. Our hands were full dealing with Palamedes.
The Diaz Knights were fierce opponents, but we have won the day. It's a shame that their leader escaped, but I wouldn't follow him too doggedly.
What if he just got, like, mauled by tigers in the wilderness? That'd be great.
You never know what kind of ambush he'll have left for us along his escape route. No, we should return to the castle and prepare ourselves for the next battle.
Indeed. I couldn't agree more.
Then let's hurry and treat our wounded. Once that's done, we'll return to Cygnus.
Days later, after the battle, tension between Cygnus and Grand Arc heightened immensely. Saw the incident as an act of war. A full-scale clash between two countries was drawing near.
Wondering if this may have been a mistake? If you hadn't met me or Erica, you might not have found yourself an enemy of Granorg.
That's ridiculous. I'm set in my ways. This would have happened before long, regardless. Plus, it's not such a bad thing to have Princess Erica owe my nation a debt of gratitude.
Especially if she becomes queen.
I'll be repaid in kind after she's coronated
Yeah.
Queen of Granorg, I'm sure.
I see. I have a favor to ask. Will you take care of Erica and Ott?
What do you mean?
We're planning to march into Granorg by ourselves.
Hey now, what's this about?
The keys to this coup are the three major figures of Granorg. Queen Protea, Count Selvon and his assembly, and the military leader Diaz. If they need to be dealt with, then the three of us can handle it ourselves.
We'll just take one each.
We won't go looking for fights. All we need is backup to help get us in the door. It'll help keep your casualties to a minimum as well.
I see your point. But sneaking into the castle, that's too risky.
Not necessarily. That's what we've been trained to do.
Remember that Princess Erica will be ruling Granorg in the near future. When you consider that, we can't bring her along in good conscience.
She'll find a way to tag along with us anyway.
As for Ott, she has no reason to be involved in this.
She will also find a way to tag along with us anyway.
Still.
There's no point trying to stop us. We do this kind of thing all the time.
Then I'll come too. I can't just let you all...
You're the king.
If you're gone, who will unify Cygnus?
You really won't reconsider?
I believe this to be the best way.
Thanks for everything.
Please look after the princess.
Ridiculous.
Erica has left your body. Ott has left. New journey has been added to the White Chronicle. Cool. Wait, there's a cutscene here.
Guys, where are you going?
Ott.
Oh, she found us.
Ott, go back to Erica.
Nuh-uh. I'm gonna go wherever you go, Stock.
You can't. I don't want you following us around.
Our mission this time really is a hazardous one. That's why we three are the only ones who are going. You understand, don't you?
We'll make sure to come back for you once the job's done.
Ott has her own reasons, though.
Sorry, Ott.
She's still gonna follow us, though. Yeah.
We've still got a little shadow.
Oh.
Turn back. Nothing good can come of you traveling with us.
That's not true. It's not. I only want to be with you, Stock.
All right. I understand. You don't need to cry.
Not very gentlemanly of you, leaving a little girl in tears.
Erica's also here.
Erica, why are you here?
You can't leave her behind.
King Garland told me everything. Stock, you're too self-centered. I know I sought your help, but I never intended for you to do all the work. This isn't just a matter of governance about who will be the one to succeed the throne. It concerns the extermination of this entire continent. It affects everyone of all races. So tell me, why do you insist on carrying such a tremendous burden yourself? We're on your side. You can lean on us more than you have been.
All right. Ott, Erica, we'll go together.
Okay, they're back. Welcome back.
Thank you, Stock. Oh, in that case, could we stop by the desert town of Scala up ahead? I'm supposed to meet someone there.
Who
Ooh.
would that be?
Let her
There's no need
hydrate,
to worry.
buddy.
You can trust them. If we can gain their cooperation, we'll have quite an advantage against Granorg.
There'll be no need for that. We're going to assassinate Protea. Once the 3 key figures, Protea included, are eliminated, the war will be over.
That won't do. Even if the Queen is assassinated, nothing will change by acting in secret. All they have to do is claim that her health prevents her from appearing, and we gain nothing. Worse, if those 3 were to die, others would soon take their place. The status quo would remain. To prevent that, we must fight in plain sight so that the people will know who the victor is.
I see, Erica's keeping a sound perspective on all this. For a better tomorrow, it may be necessary to do this the hard way.
All right. The desert town of Scala it is. Let's get moving.
Okay, we're taking a detour.
You've returned, Stock. You chose wisely, going back to stop the information from being leaked to Granorg.
We are blazing through, standard history.
Consequently, you saved that man's life as well.
I have no idea how to continue with alternate history, though.
Keep up the good work, Stock. Let us now add a new chapter.
Alright,
Just in case.
let me save.